Good morning. The subject matter for today is, it started off my brain process, not like it really matters to you, but my process of thinking was, I was thinking about foundations, okay, and how here in Corpus Christi and probably all over, I know in Hawaii they had red dirt and it was really red clay. Here we have kind of like a black clay in our soil, and it's very expansive and it can cause a lot of foundation issues or minor foundation issues, but it does cause issues if you're not aware of how to maintain your home. And so in Corpus, a large percentage of the homes have had foundation repair, significant foundation repair, or, and so it's something that people need to be aware of, that it's like, I don't know what I liken it to, but a car, has a bad engine or a part that dies, you just fix it. You get a new part, right? You stabilize it. Or if a table leg is shorter than the other, you put a little wedge under it, right? To make sure that that table is stable. Okay, so, and I want to explain some things to be aware of when it comes to getting your foundation repaired. Okay, now, when it comes to foundations, what happens is if you don't keep the foundation watered here in Corpus Christi, and what I mean by that is we have soaker hoses around our homes where we have this soil, and we run it a few times a week, and we maintain a certain level of moisture in the ground, okay? Because we don't want the soil to dry and shrink away from the foundation, right? So like if the sponge, have you ever seen a sponge shrink up and it gets kind of curled up and kind of scrunches up? Well, that happens to your soil. And when that happens, it pulls away from your foundation. So your foundation can start to dip, okay? On the other hand, when it rains, that soil will suck up the water and expand with force, okay, and then cause your foundation to flex up, okay? So it puts more force on it than it normally would. If you maintain that moisture level, it's not going to shrink away or jolt when it expands and cause duress on your foundation and cause it to need stabilization, okay? So what happens is, I'm going to show some things on my foundation. Another thing that will be discussed when you have a home inspection is they're going to talk about grading around your foundation or your property, okay? And I'm going to use my house as an example. A lot of homes on here are brick homes, and some people are like, oh, there's cracks in the brick. Well, there's going to be cracks in the brick, especially if it's an older home, but even in newer homes. A home will settle, the foundation will settle. Okay, and it, like, you like that? And when it does, it's going to naturally have some movement, right? Where it's going to be moving a little bit, right? So it's going to have cracks. It doesn't mean it's a bad foundation. It just means that there's movement. The foundation moves up, the foundation moves down. It's normal. But when it becomes excessive, then you need stabilization. Okay, so here's something grading. Here's my house, okay? You can look here. The soil is pretty high. It's like maybe 3 inches from my brick. It should be maybe 4 inches. Rarely have I had it where a seller will ever do grading. You can do that on your own here. Some places they make you do it, like in Kansas, Missouri. Now, this is vinyl siding. I'm going to be just talking about the outside of a house. Vinyl siding, it was kind of the thing. See that vinyl siding? It was popular, right? I have this vinyl siding. The problem with vinyl siding, and I'll go back to the grading, the dirt up on my house. The problem with vinyl siding is that, yes, it does protect the wood, but at the same time, if you have any moisture got in there or termites get in there, you can't see it. So I don't really love it because I feel like something's hidden and I don't know what's going on. But it's a personal preference. Some people love it. I don't feel comfortable with it because I just don't know what's going on behind there. Now back to the soil. The soil should be lower, okay? Because you want the soil to drain away from the house, right? So you don't want that soil too high up against the house because it will allow termites to go up in it and make mud tunnels, and and you want better drainage. Okay, now let's go to the cracks in the brick. Okay, so we're gonna come around here. I patched a lot of the cracks, okay? But I know I still have more cracks. So we're gonna come over here, and actually I know there's some I saw this morning. Cracks are normal. You just need to get mortar, okay? You just need to seal them, okay? And when there's holes and cracks in your brick, you do want to seal them. You don't want moisture getting in there. You don't want little critters getting in there, okay? And so I'm going to show you over here. Okay, this is spalling. Okay, on this one corner of my house, there's spalling. Okay, that is when the outer part of the foundation, starts to crack and crumble. Doesn't mean your foundation's bad. It just means we need to put another protective coat over that. What they'll do is they'll scrub that rebar that's rusty, and they'll treat it, and then they'll cover it with a new layer of concrete. Okay, now here's some cracks. I noticed these cracks the other day. Okay, straight through the brick. Okay, it doesn't look good, and it could be a little scary if I didn't know that was normal. Okay, that's normal. Cracks, will happen. So what we do is we fix them with mortar, we seal them so that they don't allow water penetration or like termites or whatever, okay? So that's just a little bit regarding the exterior of homes. If you're selling your home, look for these things. Look for wood rot in the eaves. Look for any gaps in the bricks or in the siding that aren't supposed to be there. Oh, I'll show you some wood rot too. So over here, I can see where there's been moisture, okay? And so I know there's moisture that has been in here, and there's wood rot. So what we're doing is we're going to just cut it out, dig it out, and then treat it for any potential future termites, and then close it back up again. Okay, they're all manageable. Don't let it scare you away from a home. Now, if a home hasn't been maintained and it's a total wreck and it's going to be a money pit, just stick with your gut. You'll probably know, I shouldn't do this. But if you're afraid of these things that I'm showing you, you don't have to be. Okay, they're normal. Just get it done by a reputable foundation company. Some of the foundation companies, they say, oh, we're going to level your home. Don't let them level your home. Don't let them level your home. Let them stabilize it. When they try to level your home, they're gonna lift it up, right? They're gonna try to lift it, right? So here's your home, it's sinking, and then they try to lift it. Then what happens is these companies that level your home and they try to make it level, then when the soil moves, it causes that to go up, the soil to go up, and then the middle sinks, and then you're facing another 5 to 10 grand of repairs to stabilize the middle. Okay, go with a company that stabilizes the foundation. One of my favorite is Eagle Foundation. It's like putting your hands, sticking a wedge under that table leg, right? I'm not gonna force it up. I'm just gonna hold it, right? Or holding it so it doesn't wobble. So that it's like putting, they put piers, right? But I'm just saying it's like people holding the edge of the table and keeping it in place rather than pushing it upward and causing any kind of strain. Okay, so stabilize it. Don't try to level it. Call around, get good recommendations. Make sure they're not going to sink the middle. People, there's some good companies, but you're still, chances are you might sink the middle if you stabilize your perimeter and you try to level it. Okay, so you can call me and I'll help you. Okay, have a good day.